Haha, where's the auto cue? Good morning. Good morning. Wednesday, 18th January, 8 AM movement snack coming your way in about 6 minutes. I'm a bit early for the preamble. I need to cram in some extra headlines. Yeah, they're not forthcoming, are they? Catch-uppers, scroll through, get rid of this if you don't want it, get straight to the point where I kind of stand up, go over there and do the movement snack. Until then, I'm now in this preamble, so I'm committed to it. We could go for 5 minutes of silence, or we could say, is anyone going to arrive today? Or maybe you're all busy letting it go, having a sing around your aria. Maybe you're all too busy out there letting it go, becoming one with the earth and the sky, sea. I don't know what's happened with the links, the linkage. Facebook has done a bit of wizardry on the links. So I have posted a morning mojo tune this morning, hence my comments about letting go. That might be a clue. I've repeated the link in various comments, so if you have interest, I'm not saying you do, but if you do have interest in pursuing the morning mojo tune, Pat, morning, there's various links that I've put in the comments thread. I think sent one to Kels, sent one to Super G, so just scroll into the comments and you will see the mojo tune there. You may have no interest at all in the morning mojo tune. You might just be having me on a low fader, on a low volume, having a wander around your own house, going get on with it, Townley. I'll be back with you at 8 o'clock. What's happened? Someone has stolen the snow. Is there a snow stealer out there? Not a snow plough, snow stealer. It's really frosty here. Thank you for the snowflake frost emoji, Maddie, that's nice, like that. I haven't seen that one before. New emoji, I think. 3 minutes to go. Headlines from Havant HQ this morning. We've had 2 quite extensive conversations here at 68. We've been trying to work out Mum and Dad's electricity bill from previous online bills. That kind of was a bit mind-blowing, baffling. But then we moved on to the more important topic of crumpets, talking about the merits or not of Sainsbury's crumpets versus Warburton's crumpets. And Mum read a review, and it's official. I think you're hearing it here first. That according to a review somewhere where reviewers aren't biased at all about their reviews, Sainsbury's crumpets, or is it Waitrose? Get me facts right. I don't know if it's Waitrose or Sainsbury's crumpets are the winners over Warburton's. Warburton's too doughy, too thick, holes aren't big enough, all of that. If you have any comments on crumpets, please do share. Morning Miss P, morning Sandra, morning Margaret. I've got 2 minutes to go. Come on this preamble, come on the preamble. Pataba's got snow. I'm heading down to Plymouth after this. I'm guessing there's no snow down in Devon, I'm guessing. Margaret's got a covering as well. Now that said, I am heading up to Manchester round about Friday. So who knows what might be happening with travel plans. Morning, Maya. Have you got any comments on crumpets? Are crumpets of any interest to you? A dusting on Dartmoor. Thanks, Sue. Any crumpet news? Warburton's versus Waitrose? Let me just check with Mum. Mum, what was the review you read about crumpets? Was it Waitrose or Sainsbury's?
Waitrose.
Waitrose. I'm just getting my facts right on this crumpet review.
Sainsbury's were alright, but they didn't get a 5 out of 5.
Okay. Sainsbury's were okay, but they didn't get a 5 out of 5, but Waitrose did. 5 out of 5 on a review somewhere. Anyway, no one's taking the bait on my crumpet thing. So lots of frost, but no snow here, says Maddie. All right, Abbott Posse. Like her. Now, yeah, keep me posted, Vivian, because I'm heading up to, where am I going next week? Kind of Bolton, Trafford, in and around there next week. So your movement Ye All Movement Snackers are always a great source of reliable weather information. That said, sleet here, thank you Gillian with a G. 8 o'clock, let's get going. Bex Clowney, Led to Life Training, 321 5678, are we ready? ATM Movement Snack, it's here. I haven't had a crumpet in quite a while. Now Waitrose, Sue, judging by my mum's recent review and research, Waitrose is the place to go for your crumpets. Anyway, should we just get on doing with what we do? And what we're here to do is move a bit more, sit or stand options, external support, do you want it? Fixed firm, immovable, to the side of you, or to the front of you, or without of you. Unless you look out the window, boom, boom. The comedy's free here in the Movement Snacks, we know this. Leave gap between your feet, this is significant. So here are some meaningful, purposeful, accurate and reliable prompts, unlike the preamble. When we take a steady march on the spot, keep a gap between the feet, this helps with stability, serves as a more stable base of support. Start steady, kind of start small, and we're not looking to build the range of motion at the knees, more so the range of motion around the feet to really get the ankles, feet and toes involved. Don't go off too quick, don't peak too soon. It's kind of just like on a simmer. You just simmer along on your Cert Boost, just ticks along, tickety-boo, and then we add in other moving parts if you would like. One arm, two arms, so or you might want to take that for a wander and a walk, or pitch up a stable, still leg position, and then just focus a little bit more on slower and bigger arms with a little bit of trunk turn there. Allow that to move. Deeper breaths, deeper breath. Just a light lift in intensity is really the aim of this boost. When you want to bring the legs back to march, take your time to come back to hip width. Feel that steady, stable position and off you go again. And that's it. You just tick along for a minute or so. Here's your seated prompts if you would like them. Active sit position, position, so your supporting parts, oh my goodness, are supporting you. Have a hip walk forward. This shift forward, this hip walk forward will make for easier stand position, if indeed that is what you intend to do at some point, and it just gives you more leg room now to involve the legs and the feet and the ankles in your seated Cert Boost. It's not about the knees, it's not about the knee height. It's about how much movement you can generate down in your foot ends there. And can you see it's the feet that shift the knees up? So we're diverting the effort away from the muscles here that flex your hips and more towards the ones that really work and aid confident stride. We can bring in a low knee, so when you're ready for that, can you see how low they are? And then bring in the other moving parts. So working towards a more coordinated, all limbs, arms and legs on the go together, or keep it as separates. Whatever feels better for you, whatever allows you to take control of the intensity. And there is your other option here. So when we talk about intensity, it's the effort, and with regards to a circulation boost, we don't want loads of effort. It should feel comfortable, doable, achievable. Moving parts on the go, supporting parts are activated, and all of that will bring with it just a light lift in heart rate and breathing rate. That's what we're at. Just keep it on the low go. That's it. That's the Cert Boost done. Moving parts now. 3 moves of the top end, 3 moves of the trunk and 3 moves of lower limb. Starting with shoulders, a raise and a lower. I'm going to come a little bit closer so you can see what's going on. Whatever position you're in, sit, stand, try to get to the point where the head stays still, arms are not involved, they're just kind of here. You can just hold them here loosely. Can you see it's all coming from shoulders and shoulder blades? Once you've done a few of those and that feels comfortable, progress that to increase the movability. Dog's in, Irma's arrived. If I turn sideways, you can see how I'm just doing tail protection on the tail protection on the tripod. Extra moves there, up, back and round. You will need the shoulders, the shoulder blades in your day-to-day if you have intention to push, pull, reach, carry. All of that on the go. And of course this is all the spine, the middle of the spine as well. Just kind of having a check-in with those moving parts. Head and neck now, you might want a fingertip position here just to prompt you to stop and pause in the centre. That's really all this fingertip touch serves to do, is to remind and pause. You might be comfortable without, or you might have your hands on some support there. Aiming to take slow head turns. This pause in the middle might be significant for you. The vestibular system will respond to any head movement, change of level and direction. If that brings with it a sensation of dizziness, slow this right down, definitely pause the middle, wait, and go again. There's nothing fast and furious about a movement snap. It's the quality of the movement, not the quantity, not the speed. 4 or 5 good ones, just working your way, teasing out your best possible comfortable range of motion. And it might take 2 or 3 to make that happen. Give your body parts a chance. But the process of warm-up is real. We can't go from being asleep all night to springing off into the day. Third movement of this movement snack of the top end is this one. Double chin, win-win, whatever you want to call it. The feeling that you are easing the head back. This might feel like a very small range of motion. It depends what the start point is. It depends what your habitual posture position is. So before you take the head movement here, have a check-in that you're in your most comfortable upright posture position, and then the head eases back on top. Another reference to the chin doesn't lift or dip. You might want to put the back of your hand here so that you can feel that is indeed the case. And it doesn't matter how small that is, we're trying to keep these movements moving. That's the simplicity of this. I can see some blurry Carol Kents and Red Ritas, and I think Jeannie's in there as well. Morning, Jeannie. Second round of Cert Boost. Pick it up where we left off. The Cert Boost doesn't get bigger, it doesn't increase intensity, it just simmers along, just does its thing, keeping the heart rate ticking over, boosting the circulatory system, getting the blood to all of the moving parts. And I talked yesterday morning about cold weather and getting blood and heat and warmth into your extremities. So you might want a bit of extra Cert Boost perhaps before you're heading out today. Get some extra moves into ankles, feet and toes. Small flurry of Cert Boost in between each of these key moves. Moving on to trunk moves, 3 of. If you're in sit, position yourself so you feel that you are supporting your own posture, not slumped or the chair doing the work. So have a lift and extend. Anchor the feet if they're involved. No arms, it's a bend and return. If you have arms on your chair, you might want to bend into the arm of the chair. It could assist you back to that upright position. Start small and build over time. So as you get more confident with that range of motion, turn forwards on. Can you see that my hips don't move? I'm not lifting or shifting here. Anchored at the hips and feet. There's the bend and return. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. We're really after the down and the up. There's no loitering down there. Keep it moving. A few more of those. In between each of those side bends, you might want to have a rest position. It might feel effortful to hold the posture up as you bend. It depends where you are in your starting journey of movement. So just, it should all feel comfortable, doable, but that's not to say there might not be a bit of effort there. We need a bit of effort to change things over time. Standing prompts for that are exactly the same, but now we have the legs to consider. So a wider base of support here will give you a better base, more stability as you bend and return. Bending towards the support here if you know that's important. If you do want support, it's probably best to have it in front of you here so that you can maintain a degree of contact here. The thing to kind of check into in stand is when you take the bend that you haven't got any hip shifting going on. No shifty hips, folks. All about here. It's all about the middle bit, back up to base. Maintain your normal breathing throughout all of that, of course. So that's the side bends. Have a step out, have a switch off. An extra foot pedal if you would like, and then set up for trunk turn. So these transitions into positions, as I call them, are as significant as the move itself. So as much time as you take to set up positions, remember this is all learning for the brain. This is all repetition that serves for successful movement across the day. There's trunk turn. Same thing applies. My logo here is a good point of reference. My hips are still and it's only my trunk that's moving. Arms not involved. Not looking to reach the arm back, not looking to turn the head over the shoulder. It's all about the trunk. Freely moving trunk is in pretty much every task that you would do today. And if the trunk doesn't move freely, something is going to feel a little bit more effortful where it doesn't necessarily need to. Here's your sit option, turn and return. There. And when we take these relatively simple moves and really focus and concentrate on them, you can start to really feel what is going on in your moving parts. For example, for me, I have very little sensation of effort when I turn around to my left. However, when I turn around to my right, it feels different for me. For various reasons, I feel that that movement isn't quite the same for me. So check in with these things and then it gives you reference points to work towards improvement if you want. The most important thing is just keep moving. And then there's levels of how specific and how many benefits you really want. Okay, shut up now. Third move, back extension. Here's your side view in sit. So when I slump, you see I get this curvy shaped back and spine, and my pelvis is tilting forwards here. What I want to do is shift it this way. So when I tilt my pelvis here and then lift up taller, can you see the shape? The shape of my trunk changes. The back extension just adds on an extra bit of movement. So to reach to higher places, we activate the trunk, we get more uplift, and then an extra bend. So if I want to get my hands and arms higher, maybe to a top shelf or maybe to the washing line, not on a day like today, I know, even I know that. But you see, this is where we need these extra moves, all help with ease and fluid, smooth movement. So that's your back extensions. Release, up to sit, back extension, back to sit, back to release. 4 or 5 of those. Standing, exactly the same, but more to consider because legs are involved now. Have hands on a wall or on some supports. Get your base for support where you want it to be. Extra steady, and there's the back extension in stand. No backward sway. This shouldn't feel like a balance challenge. Keep the gaze forwards. Look out to the horizon, not up to the sky. There. So it's the trunk that's moving, not the head and neck. That's it. That's your 3 moves of the trunk. A bend, a turn and extend. Here's your last round of Cirque Boost, folks. Perhaps you might want to have a march out to the kitchen to put the kettle on. Don't forget to come back because we need to do ankles, feet and toes. Extra arms and shoulders, slower and bigger, and then bring in the trunk as well. Can you feel that as we've worked through those specific moving parts, are you moving more freely? Do you have this feeling and sense that, yeah, everything's on the go now, I'm good, I feel better? That's really what we should be feeling after a movement snack. Here's your 3rd set of moves. Seated options first. Hip walk back. You might want to put in some extra hip walk. I've got a very creaky chair today. To speak to the landlord about that. Feet, extra toes. In this cold weather, your extremities might be feeling it. So maybe sit and stand, wherever you may be, get the toes on a crunch as well. Don't forget to do extend and crunch. So it's not all about the crunch and scrunch. Get your splay on as well. And then if you're in sit, take a low lift, so keep the foot close to the floor, point and flex, point and flex. There, nothing moving in the top end. Be specific, not a wiggle or a waft. Really try to get your toe extending. You'll feel the feeling of stretch across the top of the feet. When the toes come back, you'll feel that feeling behind the calves. It's the kind of calf stretch position, but we're going to keep it moving. And then why not do that same movement with the floor? And then you have your foot placement rehearsal. So your foot movements, working with the floor, a bit of hip hinge on that as well. You might want to do a bit of coordination. Stride practice, other options, here's some heel raises. Try and find your toe creases or your heel toe there. That's it, that's your flurry of ankles, feet and toes with a bit of hip in stand if you'd like. In stand, all of that again on feet, so use external support to remove the balance challenges. The support, note that my hands are always slightly in front of my hips, not behind. This may be significant and is certainly more comfortable to have the hand in front and more suitable. There, and then you have your heel toes. Foot is right under the hip. Press the heel down, point the toe. You'll feel all those sensations of stretch and movement. Maybe crowbar in some heel raises. And then some stride practice. So on the stride practice, you get extra feeling of stretch up front of the hips. And this movement snack is coming to a close. Yes, it is. Off into your day, you might want to finish with a few Bex hugs to go. Maybe some shirt offs over the top or some hair combs. All of these movements are going to be in your day. And a movement snack is all about feeling your full, comfortable range of motion. Checking in with your moving parts. That's it, I'm done. You have chaos on the double whammy today for noons and falls. I will see you tomorrow morning from somewhere, I think. Somewhere Plymouthy or Exetery, I think. Have a great day, folks. Stay warm. Prepare yourself for all your moves, etc. Is that decrumpled, Super G, or decrumpeted? Remember, Waitrose crumpets better than Warburtons, according to a review that Mum read. Is Irma come to say goodbye? Here she is. See you all tomorrow, maybe at 8 o'clock, bright and early. Bye for now.